As in
There's so much talk.
when you drove down to mine.
Oh my god! All right,
That's
have
how
you
long
got the
it's
box
been.
with you? Have you got the box with you? Is it still
I have
everything
the
together?
components of the box with me. Yeah.
All right, okay, cool. You can show it if you want to. Ah, let's go!
Yeah. So for the audio listeners. Hello, welcome back to the podcast with me, Lewis, and Sam. It's been a minute since we've done that.
It's been a long minute.
How's it going, Sam? Tell me all. I saw Sarah's on a hen day at the moment.
She is on a Hindu, and she seems to be having a lot of fun. They're in Albania, of all weird places. I don't know why Albania. Actually, I do. She told me that it's the next up and coming place. It's like the new Greece, and I was like, Greece is still Greece.
Now, Greece
You
is
could have
still
gone to
the new
Greece.
Greece.
You see it, because it's still gone to Greece, but they chose Albania, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks like they're having a sick time. She's sending me a lot of pictures, and I'm getting mad FOMO, but it's not my place to be there. It's my place to enjoy vicariously. By the time this has come out, obviously she'd be back from her hen, and I will say that her maid of honor, Leah, sent me like a quiz to fill out, and me being me, I answered completely honestly. So I don't know what that quiz would be used for, whether it would be drinking games or not.
My guess is I've seen it on TikTok, and it's like there'll be a question and she'll answer it, and she's trying to guess like what she will answer a question like, oh, what's my favorite meal, and then you'll have like what's Sarah's favorite meal, and they're basically trying to see if you get it right, probably.
Oh, and what, it'll be like drinks, shots, or something if she gets it wrong. It's basically Mr. and Mrs. They're gonna play.
Basically.
I'm not there.
Yeah, remote.
That's
what my guess is.
I am glad my answers were not so PG. Good luck, Sarah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
She's gonna get up. They're gonna get her silly. Now it seems like they're having a great time. Apparently all the taxi drivers drive like their own stuff. Apparently taxi driver had told her that most people in Albania are on drugs. And then I was just like, oh. And then she was like, he was also speeding a lot downhill. So hopefully my lady comes back to me and the wedding still proceeds. Touch wood, it does actually happen. But yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
they're having a great time.
Next month. Oh yeah, I'll tell them what you did, because we haven't been updated since
Wait, you need to pre-warn me. I've done a lot. I've done a lot since the last episode.
No, as in when you drove down to mine.
Oh my god! All right,
that's how long.
Have you got the box with you? Have you got the box with you? Is it still everything together?
I have the components of the box with me. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. You can show it if you want to.
Actually, not all of them. I have. Actually, not. I'll have. I have the best part of it. Hold on.
All right. Cool. Go get it. Where is he? Is he back? Yeah, he is. Oh. There you go. You look like you came back with nothing.
So for the audio listeners,
yes.
Sam asked me to be a groomsman, which
he is my groomsman.
Very, very honoured.
It felt wrong. It felt wrong for Lewis not to be my bitch on that day. It felt wrong. I couldn't have him just be a guest. You know,
I feel like I'm more stressed about it than you are.
You should be. You should be, because I am going to be lazy that day.
Yeah, and the thing is,
I'm lazy.
Like every time I mention it to like Rosie or my mum, they're like, "Do you know what you need to do on that day?" And I was like, "I don't even think Sam knows what he needs me to do that day."
I don't know. Like many people, I am a guest to that wedding. Like many people.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm there to have a good time.
Yeah, you're clueless.
Lost. Yeah, I am actually clueless. It is worrying, I guess. We've done recently. We did the wedding, giving notice for the wedding, and I was actually really nervous for that, because you're meant to basically go in and prove that you are a couple and that you're not breaking the law. You've not got another hidden wife or husband somewhere.
How do you
this isn't like an arranged marriage type thing. I don't know. I basically agreed to a lot of stuff, and then they basically just hold me to it, and they say if I lied, I get done for perjury.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
I found out, and I had to do it. And you have to pay to do it as well. So I have to pay to go tell myself. So it's like, why would anyone lie in these sessions anyway? Why would anyone say something that would be illegal in these sessions? But anyway, it's something you have to do. So we did that, and it's a load of like answering questions about Sarah, her birthday, her job title, which I got slightly wrong. I'm not going to mention it here because Sarah wouldn't want me to tell everyone what her job title exactly is and where she works. Right? Yeah, I got a birthday right. The job title, I got it in the right region, but the lady was just like, the lady basically just like pointed me in the right direction, because like she's got an exact job title, but I described the job she does because the job title was like relatively new.
I probably messed it up. just
Yeah, I
out of
was
like nervous
in
energy.
my head the whole time. I was like, if I get it wrong, that means the wedding's over, right? Like, if I get it wrong, they're gonna like, the armed police gonna burst in here and just take me away
Yeah,
forever, and I'm never gonna see my woman again. I'm never gonna see her again. But yeah, that was pretty much it. As much as Lewis doesn't want me to talk about it, the stag was great. I'm not going to dive too much into it because Lewis does want me to have a good time telling everyone fun stories. But we got to shoot
it's
guns
not going to
and it was
be
awesome.
half an hour of
It's not going to be half an hour. That is
but
literally, it was amazing. All right, it
nice.
was insane. Like, oh god, I had a blast. I had a blast. Came back to work and I definitely had the 3-day hangover. But I did pre-warn everyone before I left. I gave them all notice of no offense. This happy-go-lucky Sam you see all the time that makes you all happy, it's not going to be here for the first week I return. And then they were like, oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. I was like, no, because I've been faking a lot of joy in this company. And you're about to see the real me when I come back off that stag. Because I wouldn't have the energy to hide my anger. And then I came back and I did tame it, but it was still good. They enjoyed my presence.
How are you finding work? Because you've been there what 6 months now? Because I've been about just under 6. You might be like 7, maybe.
Yeah, I've gone. Good question. I started
You started
end
like
of November-ish. Yeah, end of
because I
November-ish I
started
started.
mine
So
beginning of Jan.
yeah, going on to 6 months. You're right.
Yeah,
Going 6 months. Really good. I've now been put in as the lead product for the rapid prototyping for business finance. I'm the product manager for business finance in general, but they've got a weird structure. They don't have in other companies. They've got senior product manager. Well, in other companies have senior product manager and head of products and all these things. We've just got a head of product in our company, and then product leads. Product leads look after like the bigger domains with loads of their different product managers and functions. Because business finance is a bit of a smaller domain, it just has me as a product manager. It doesn't need a product lead because there's no other product managers for me to look after. But I do have devs I work with, and I have a UX person that I have to work with. She's lovely. So are the devs. But yeah, in general, my responsibility has gone up, but I have not let it go up without the right recognition in place. I'm not doing I'm not doing the whole let me prove how amazing I am to you. Like, I
yeah,
know I'm worth
good.
the time. So I'm not coming in. I'm making it clear that I expect something from this work. This is what I want. And my manager's quite cool with it. He's quite a cool guy. So he's basically like, yeah, this is let me go back a bit. When I passed my probation, my focus was what can I do to progress in this company? Because if I've not got anything to reach for, why am I
Yeah,
here?
yeah, that's so fair.
So I basically sat with him and he basically outlined what do you want to do? And I said, I just want to be in charge of a department that allows me to just literally create fun ideas, test them out, launch them. If it fails, stop. If it does well, pass it on to someone else. And he's basically like, I have an idea. And he basically defined this rapid prototyping team. So now we're a prototyping team where we don't use conventional product team stuff. A lot of rules like Agile Manifesto and all these things, they work well, but the reason processes exist is because there's lots of people. And when there's lots of people, you almost have to create a Bible for everyone to follow to avoid a bit of issues. But our team literally composes of 3 people, myself, UX, and our dev. And then we still have to do our BAU. So I still have to work with the general tech team. She has to, the UX person has to work with her lot. So does the dev. But when we come together, the company's basically signed off on us coming up with ideas that we think will be beneficial and just launching them. And it means that we don't have to do the whole, let me send an email to this person to get permission. It's literally just, we get our own like sandbox environment and we just go crazy and we have fun and we just launch stuff. And I think we've already half launched an AI chatbot that I built. So we've already half launched that. We're also looking to launch some other innovations that I don't want to speak about just yet. We keep it confidential until it's live because there are enemies out here. We do have competitors who would love to know what we work on. But yeah, it is honestly sick. It's sick. I mean, like every company, there's like ups and downs. There's a bit of bureaucracy, a bit of bickering, but I'm staying out of it. I'm keeping my head down. I'm minding my business. I'm doing what I need to do to get the job done. And it's just that.
That's
I
fair.
will say that I am pleasantly surprised about how well my first 6 months go. Because this is around the time where you start realizing, like, maybe I regret this.
Oh yes, that's so
Yeah.
real. Like for me, it's like like 3 months. Even I've had it where it's like last job, it was like a week. So I was like, mistakes were made.
But
Yeah,
you got bills to pay.
yeah, and it's like yeah, mistakes were made. It's like, I have a funny-ish story to tell you. later on in regards to that.
Oh,
But how's
for me, not audience, they don't get
oh
to.
no, actually no. You know what? I can tell the audience.
Yeah, go on.
I went to a leaving drinks
Mm.
for someone at old company,
Mhm.
and I bumped into my old boss.
Oh,
And
that's awkward.
oh no, it wasn't. But the thing is, it's like so I met up with someone who still works there,
Yeah.
and she knows how much I'm enjoying current job and everything like that.
Mm.
And she basically said this person said this to my boss, being like, "Oh yeah, Lewis doing so well," all the sort of stuff, and she was like quite salty and was like, "He's only been there for so long, like give it time." When I was like,
Hater,
yeah,
hater.
professional hater. And you know how I planned my exit perfectly to basically avoid redundancy and avoid
Yeah.
shit going down. I don't know if I've actually told you this, or did I?
About them going for redundancy after you left. I think you
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
But
So
elaborate.
a whole bunch of shit went down, and you know how I explained that my previous manager, basically was just not a very good manager, and loads of people had just quit under her.
Mm-hmm.
She's found a new job within the company internally, post reorgs and redundancies, all that sort of stuff. And she's now an in an individual contributor role with no team.
Basically, company said you're a bad manager. Don't do it again. Ouch.
So
Ooh. Ooh.
but she thinks that she's happy there, so that's good.
She's gonna be telling people that, you know
It's
what,
what she
people
wanted.
management is just a headache and it's just too much. Like
That's
you much
exactly
rather she wants to focus on herself.
that's exactly what she said.
Yeah, they all do that when it happens.
And
Like,
I was like,
yeah.
and then just
Mm-mm.
how the mighty have fallen.
Similar to the dude I worked with in the old company, got put into a individual contributor, got given a head off title, but it's still an individual contributor role.
Mm.
And I've had a few complaints come to me of like, why is this happening? I just thought, hey guys, you could leave. You
Yeah.
could leave. You could join the happy path. You can leave, but you're not gonna. So firm
Yeah.
it.
It was I played it cool. I really didn't want to, but it was
Cool.
like, because at the drinks, obviously people are still working there, and they were like, "Wow, Lewis, like, how you doing? Like, you look so well. Like, you're glowing." And I was like, "How's things now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like things are really good. Like, been
Yeah.
to LA, all this sort of stuff." And I was like, "How's things there?" And they always go, "Yeah, like it's so good." Like, and like I can now see, like, yeah, the pain is loud. Like they're like, "Yeah, like it's really good here," and like thought I was like, "I know you're lying. I know you're all lying."
Would you go back
Absolutely
if
not.
that person wasn't there and they gave you more money?
No.
Why?
Um, the whole ad company there is just awful. And I think I've said this to you
Mm,
before. It's like they want to be an ad tech company filled with media people who don't understand ad tech. And the whole reason why I hated that job so much is because
mhm.
I knew more than my manager, and I basically had to educate everyone to get things done.
Ooh,
Whereas
yeah,
my manager should know more about what my role is if they're gonna like build me up into the company,
yeah.
as opposed to, like, the whole 40 rules of power, like, make
Mm,
your don't overcome like the master, all that sort of stuff. But the master should still know some shit.
yeah.
Like they should still
It's
be
hard. It's
competent.
hard to not overcome stupid.
Yeah, and it's just
Like it's
like
hard to not
I'm
overcome
trying to
it.
make you look
Yeah,
good, but you it's easier to look better than you when you don't know shit.
yeah.
And it's just entire shit
That's
show
okay.
there. And they
Your
like,
new manager's cool.
oh yeah, new manager's sick. I absolutely love
That's
it.
good.
I absolutely love it where I work.
Yeah,
I'll just quickly delve into that. So yeah, had an LA trip, met all the team in person.
yeah.
Disney on company card. It was nice. It's nice.
Well, did they? Was Disney part of the trip, or did you just
Disney
say I
was
want to go
part of the
Disney? And
trip, so
oh my god,
yeah, it was like it was part of the itinerary, and they gave us like an $80 gift card just to like spend shit at Disney and like go on
was it a
rides
day
and
at
shit.
Disney? It was like a week at Disney.
It
Was it
was
Disneyland?
it
Disney.
was like an evening of Disneyland,
Oh,
after like a cocktail hour sort of stuff. Yeah, it was sick. Um,
and
yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I actually like. I can actually rely on my team. Like I'm very, very blunt. Like when you start a job and they say there's no stupid questions, all this sort of stuff, but when you ask too much questions, they're like, wow, you should know this.
Yeah.
Like here, they actually want you to ask questions if you don't know shit, and I'm very blunt when I'm asking questions now. Like they'll say something that I think one of the things was like, oh, the client's sending stitched ads, we want unstitched ads. I'm like, I need you to explain to me like an 8-year-old what the fuck you just said.
Yeah.
And because you want me to go back to the client, but I don't want to go back to the client with saying something I don't understand, because they don't understand. They're going to ask me, and then I'm fucked. So I need to be on 110% sure on what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm messaging everybody all the time and learning, and it's been really good because I know it's not going to be used against me in like a performance review, or when my boss is like, oh, well, remember when you asked this question about something that you didn't know? Oh yeah, that's why we're not promoting you, because we want people who know things. Like, and I've been in that situation like 3 times. So like I'm healing here. It's allowing me to heal. I don't have trauma. I don't think anyone's out for me. Like it's nice, and everyone's like really sound, and it's really weird because it's been, it'll be 6 months in a couple of weeks, and it's actually really chill. Like I usually see red flags, but I usually hate it by now. Yeah, just being honest, like it's true. I usually hate it after 6 months.
I've had my moments as well. Like I think, let's be honest, you've had moments where you've gone, fuck working today. Like absolutely not. No to work today. You must have had moments like that. And you still push through. Yeah, it's like it's a willingness to push through without
it's actually,
as much grievance.
I have not complained about work since working here.
Even to yourself. You've not woken up and gone, CBA to do this campaign today.
Obviously there's like, you gotta eat the frog, as they say.
Yeah.
But like
you've had to eat the frog at some point.
There's obviously that, but I've never been like I've never said like, oh fuck this piece of shit work. Like I've never work hasn't pissed me off yet.
You're not in the deep end yet. You need to
things that like take time. But the thing is, it's like because I've had to deal with so much shit before, my threshold for enjoying my enjoyment is so much lower than it probably would have been had I not gone through the previous shit. So like inconveniences like don't really like stress me out. And it's pretty funny. So one of the salespeople said to me on when we're in LA, it's like, yeah, Lewis, you just seem like really chill all the time. Like it's really nice. I was like, and I said something, and it's like, I can't remember. It was like what Mike Tyson said. It's like to be this calm, you have to go through so much pain or some shit like that. And it's like, I'm calm because I've been through so much worse. So that's why I'm so chill, is because what is the threshold of pain is so much higher than what it needed to be. So I am very chill when these little inconveniences happen, because
I feel that
like it's been so much worse. So it's like, yeah, it's calm.
I feel that you were going to ask me something, but I feel like we've gone on a tangent for so long, you've probably forgotten. Do you still remember?
I was probably going to ask you about Hyrr.
Yeah. Hyrr is live. Go sign up now. Hyrr.com. HYRR.com. Go sign up now. Upload some stuff. It is now the uphill part of the battle. The platform's built. The platform's live. It's now the bit where we now have to go and get the marketing sorted. Get people signing up. And we have got go-to-market plan that me and Luke are happy with. It is essentially getting the alpha users in. So friends, family, get them all signed up, get them all playing with it, because we've tested it. We think it's okay, but you won't really understand what's right or wrong with your platform until people who haven't helped build it start pointing out things that they expect or issues that they expect to not see. And that's what we need to get done. So I'm hoping to get everyone close to us signed up. And it's definitely highlighted what types of friends I have. I'm not going to lie. There's some friends that are just like, but what do I get out of it? I'm like, just sign up to the bloody platform and test it. There's not much I'm asking for, but it's just like, yeah, but you have a nice car. What do I get out of it? And I'm like,
Sam, stop doing it.
Literally, I have one friend who's literally like, he was like, I'll put something on there if you buy it from me. I'm like, you literally want me to pay you to use this? Like,
this is what you get for doing too many Instagram stories with your fucking Tesla. This is what you get.
I hate my Tesla. Okay, this is also I might put the Tesla up on this. I might actually put the Tesla up on the website. I actually hate that car so much. I'm gonna put it up on the website. I might. Do I? Do I not? I'm gonna put my Tesla up for sale on Hyrr.com. It is on finance right now though, so I don't know how that would work. Someone would have to work a deal out with me. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate the Tesla, to be honest with you. But that's enough. That's a conversation for another day. We're not going on an Elon tangent. But yeah, Hyrr is good. Hyrr is live. Everyone sign up. This is the perfect time to join the platform. Get it there at the ground level. We are testing and learning.
Explain what it is again.
Yes. So Hyrr is basically a online marketplace that you can buy and rent stuff to each other. It's literally as simple as that. You can go on, list your items, either up for sale or up for rent. You can list your own services, as in you are a plumber who wants to put your services on Hyrr. You can do that and people can rent your service based on day rates. It is pretty simple to use. It should be pretty simple to use, but we are very, very keen to learn more about what we can do to make it better. So this is the perfect time for people to sign up, give us some feedback through the form link. There should be a feedback link in the email when you sign up for you to kind of give a feedback on your journey. There should be also a feedback CTA on the pages. But yeah, sign up, give it a go. I might record a proper Hyrr like advert that we can attach in future episodes, and we'll get some commission for it. I'll sort something out.
To be to go into the mind of a consumer. So what's the KPI? Or is that the KPI? Am I saying the right?
The USP, the unique.
What's the USP of Hyrr? Compare it to like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, all these other like platforms. What is it that is different?
Straightforward. On like Facebook Marketplace, you can rent stuff out. So if you've got a bunch of junk in your house that you don't want to part with permanently, but you're kind of thinking it's holding up space, what do you want to do with it? Rent it out. Rent it out to your next door neighbor, even if you want to. Rent out to someone that you know. They can get it through Hyrr. The best part about it is they essentially get a contract between you and them when they rent from you. So you can actually dispute that. You can take a copy of that transaction, take it to court if you have to, and you can dispute that you literally rented this item to them and they've not given it back. So this way, when people are like, let me borrow your lawnmower, you know where to rent it out and you know who to give it to. Other USB is ability to actually give out services. A lot of platforms that have the rent and buy processes don't include the ability to actually give out personal services through the platform. So that's an addition. There's quite a lot of unique aspects. And I think one of the best parts is the relatively lower transaction fees we've got. So there are lots of platforms that are giving 30, 40% transaction fees for either uploading something and selling it off for users to buy it off. We are competing on that a little bit, so we've reduced it down. I believe it might be 10 to 20 split. I need to double check that with Luke because I know he's talking to the devs about changing it. But either way, we are keeping that competitive. So on 3 different levels: 1, being able to rent and buy stuff; 2, being able to give out personal services; and then 3, the transaction fees being lower than most areas, most other platforms. I think we've got a really good, unique proposition. All we need to do now is get people signed up before we can focus on getting people buying and renting from the people that have signed up. And the reason why we say that is put your stuff on there now. You might not get a sale straight away because everyone's focused on putting their stuff on there right now. But we will then sort out the big campaign to just get eyes on all your stuff, to get people coming on there. The best way I'd say right now is if you've got something on Depop, you've got something on Facebook Marketplace, it doesn't hurt to set it up on Hyrr. We don't charge you to list your items. We only take a little bit of profit when you make your sale. That's all. We don't charge you to list. So it doesn't hurt to list something on the platform that you've got on other platforms either. So yeah, that's my spiel about Hyrr. I am also working on a few other things, but Hyrr's the main thing. Hyrr's the exciting thing.
You have the other things already.
I'm teasing. So I remember there was a time we talked about burnouts. And we talked about how once I've finished my PhD or once I've finished the initial drafts, I'm going to take that extra time and give it back to myself. Well, I finished the first draft of my PhD. Insert clapping noise here. Thank you. And with that extra mind space, I've decided to create an AI CV and cover letter generator.
Okay.
Why? Because I had a few weekends free and I realized I could. It basically is, I don't know what to call it yet. I'm gonna need your help to come up with a name, Lewis. I'm thinking of Evolve CVs, and I'll buy whatever the main name it is before this episode goes live. So hopefully no one can steal it before this episode's go live. But I'm thinking Evolve CVs or something along those lines. But the idea is you basically log in, buy yourself some credits or pay for a subscription, and you can upload a copy of your CV, upload a job description you're trying to apply for, your name, the job title, press generate, and it will literally spin up a cover letter for you for that job. It will also improve your CV if you take the option for it to do that. And it will give you career advice for the job you're applying for. I've been talking to a few people about how I can make it better, including a few head chief product officer friends I have. And there's some ideas of making it a bit better. I don't want to give away too much secret sauce, but there's an AI career guide that might come along with it if I have time.
I'm trying to think. How would you? Because I'm basically thinking of how I got this job.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT I did exactly what you did. I uploaded the job description, I uploaded my CV, and was like, make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. How are you going to go for ChatGPT, basically, is what I'm trying to ask you.
Right, because ChatGPT will just grab random sources online and pull it through. If we recall, I was quite successful in my job application processes during my redundancies. And I was successful because I had a career coach. I had a lot of learning resources given to me by a few companies, a few friends and family. I've basically condensed all those resources into a knowledge base for the AI to use. So it's not just grabbing stuff. It's not just pulling sentences together because it's gone, oh, this might help you apply for a job. This is based on what other people have given guidance on for writing cover letters for CV writing across multiple industries. And the best part is it will only get better with the more people that use it as well. It will only learn more from success cases over time. It will only get better and better. So get in there now, start using it. Get in there now if it's live. If it's not live, give me some time. We'll put a link in the description when it's live. But yeah, it's basically the fact that it will have a unique knowledge base. It won't just be ChatGPT finding stuff on Google. That's the unique part. And then the next iteration is where it gets juicy. But I really want to talk about it, but I can't because until I've actually started coding it up, I'm not committing to it. Because that's a lesson I've learned. Overcommitting is my downfall.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Those are the major things. And of course, I'm loving my day job still. That's good fun. But yeah. What about you? What innovations, what fun stuff have you been working on?
You know what, man? I thought when we had time, I was going to be like, yeah, all this stuff's going to happen. I've got all this free time. And then it was work went like this immediately after LA. And then I was like trips, all sort of stuff. And there was like no progress for like a month. And then I had this block. I had this mental block. I was like, I know exactly what it is I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like this DaVinci Resolve course. I was like going through it. And part of me, I was just like, I just don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it. And I've been like unpacking why that is. So I was like deep diving and I'm basically trying to like gaslight myself. I've been going back to like books I've been reading, trying to be like, I know what it is I need to do, but like what is it that is makes me want to like do it? And the thing is, it's this whole like long-term, short-term gratification like thing that I have. Like if I follow a course, I'm like, oh my god, I need to follow this course. So it's just like bit by bit. And it just seems so long to a point where I'm happy with that I just genuinely feel like there's just so much to do. However, I figured out with ChatGPT has been like my therapist now, by the way, because I've literally been like talking through like all this stuff on ChatGPT, and it's actually come up with a really pretty good plan. So instead of being like, okay, I'm going to follow this course on DaVinci Resolve, and I'm going to like know this aspect, this aspect, in order to like get good. It's basically what I realized I've been doing is that it's somewhat a form of analysis paralysis, where I basically try to be a perfectionist before I produce anything using this because I want to be an absolute expert in everything yet, which I realized is wrong. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm going to be like, I'm going to make X video idea on this and go through it. And then if I get a block, that's when I go, okay, I'm going to look up how to do this particular thing. And then that's how I actually remember it.
That's the best way to learn.
Yeah, the thing is,
you've always been doing that. What changed?
I know that. I know
you away from doing that.
But the thing is, because there was just like a new bit of software, because like I actually went back to how did I learn Adobe before? How did I learn this before? And basically, it's when I'm given a task that I don't think I can do, or it's like just a bit. I can't remember what the series is. It's like the right level of challenge. If it's too challenging, you don't want to do it. If it's too little of a challenge, you can't be asked. But you need to. There's like a certain level of challenge that the task needs to have, and that has like the right level of like motivation and challenge to get it done. So I've kind of gone back to the drawing board. I'm going to ignore like these courses and shit, and just try and use Google. Like it's going to be very like unstructured learning. I don't think I'm a fan of structured learning, is what I've realized. So
Yeah.
that's where we are. In the meantime, though, I've also been kind of looking around because, like, I don't know if because like people are, I'm seeing everyone getting like married and shit, relationships, babies and stuff, and it's like it was always a focus before, but I'm kind of like, okay, I need to double down on like the building of wealth. Like, what is it that I want these things to lead to, and what can I use the video editing to lead to as well? And I've been looking into sort of alternatives in case this isn't a be all and end all, just as you would look at it logically. How can you branch out into other things? And one of the things which I discovered, which I might like the look of, I need to kind of like delve into it more, is that based off, because I always thought that it was the advertising part of like my day-to-day work, and it's the video editing, and now I'm kind of thinking like, what skills do I have that can meld these things together to make an overarching like thing? Because I'm still good in my day-to-day. It's like, but I think I was viewing it as like the enemy before because of my last job, not like how can it complement what I'm doing. And basically what I discovered was that there's like roles that are like creative producer or like things like that, and essentially kind of being like, this is a vision I have in my head, go and create it, as opposed to I need to create it. But it's kind of like similar to how what my brother did with Audio Mob. He's not a coder, but he learned a little bit of coding in order to speak the language to coders. So I'm thinking about it in that way of, okay, I have pretty good experience now, like with how these different softwares work and how they complement each other and they kind of blend in. How could I then take the advertising and planning experience, and that's basically like a mold between the two? So I'm now kind of thinking, how can I kind of do both those kind of things and combine the planning and organized element, combine that with the editing in conjunction with like the building of like the visuals and stuff that I have in my head, and make something out of that, be that in a role or in a business capacity. So that's kind of the things which I'm kind of thinking about at the moment. That's something that literally I was in bed chatting to ChatGPT about this like the other night. Like genuinely, I go to ChatGPT for everything, and it's true, dude. It's working. It's working so well.
It is
It's my
worrying
career
how
coach.
much.
It's my therapist. Like,
It's worrying how much we depend on that thing. To be honest,
yeah, no, I'm being serious.
I try not to. I do feel a bit guilty when I use it. I try not to. I definitely don't use it for anything that I have to attach my name to. In terms of the code and stuff, I'm using AI left, right, and center, but I'm also using my own common sense to pen test it, which is basically like, how can I break it? How can I hack into the environment? All these things. If I was a hacker trying to get in or steal information, how would I do it? And I've been trying to do that because AI, as good as it is, it's crap when it comes to security on builds. But coursework, not touching it. I refuse to have that in my PhD. I just try my best to avoid that. The only thing I've used AI for is probably Grammarly spell checking.
Oh yeah, I
And
use that
like
at uni
improving
a
my
lot.
sentence structure. That's it. I'm not using it to rewrite whole things. I'm not using it to write chapters. That's craziness. But yeah, I do think we're very dependent on it. And as much as the world is embracing it, I worry that we're losing more of ourselves. Like, my memory is already terrible because of how much I use my phone and everything. I barely know anywhere in Nottingham. I have to use a map to get to every single place in Nottingham because I forget where I'm going. And Lord help me, I'm pretty sure I'm losing some of my core skills because of the use of ChatGPT and Google Copilot. Not Google, Microsoft Copilot. I'm pretty sure that my first instinct when I have a problem is, or my first instinct when I have loads of work to do is, could I use Copilot to write this paragraph? So I can't, or could I just use Copilot to redraft this email because I can't be asked to do it manually? I already have dyslexia, and I was on course to at least developing my own challenges or my own solutions around it. But right now, my solution for anything that includes reading and writing, work related, I'm like, Copilot.
I think I mentioned this in the last one. Like, there's a function. I'm not sure if it has it in Outlook, but in Gmail, when you type out an email, there's like this polish button, and you can just polish, elaborate, formalize, and like I use that so much more than I'd like to admit, just because I know like I'll just kind of have like my brain will just explode in an email, and then I'll just be like,
You just brain dump, don't you? And then you write too much, more than you need to. And
yeah,
like, can I clean it
and
up?
then I'll just be like, click one button, and it's like that's
It's
what I
just
mean,
pretty.
and it's so good.
But
It's
the thing is,
actually so good.
I don't know if that's what I mean, or if that's what I mean because I can see it on the page and it makes sense to me, so I accept it as what I want. It's the confirmation
Maybe.
bias of it. I think
Yeah.
that's what happens most of the time is people read it, and I've said this in previous episodes before. We convince ourselves we're so smart that we couldn't be proven stupid. And when you read something, you're like, yeah, that's genius. Yeah, yeah, and I'm smart too, so it must be true. Sent. And then if someone reads it back and they're like, what were you saying there? And I'm just like, I don't know what I was saying. But in the moment I was reading it through, it made perfect sense to me. And now I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I'm not sure what I was trying to say there. So it does worry me a little bit. It does. I'm trying my best to develop my own skills because I think there'll come a time where it'll be man versus machine. Not Terminator Skynet level of man versus machine. There's not singularity there, but I think they'll come to a point where there'll be an argument of raw talent versus people who are able to run AI prompts.
So it's quite interesting you mention this because to go back to LA, first of all, Waymo is ridiculous. Driverless
Is that
cars.
the self-driving cars?
Yeah.
How was that?
Great drive. Awesome.
Really?
No, there's
going to be
scary. No.
You're not like
it is weird when you see a car come up and there's no one in it and it's just like your initials on top. But you go up, you unlock the car with your phone, handles pop out, go in. It's the safest drive I've ever had, man. It's smooth as fuck. 10, 15 years, bro. Ubers, they're not gonna have people in them. I'm telling you that now. It was so much safer. Like it was going in and out of lanes like in this car. Like it. And to be fair, I was saying this. People are like, oh, that's really scary, but it's actually not when you actually think about it because it has this fucking 360 camera thing on the car, but actually has more visibility than a human. So I'm actually trusting it way more.
In all fairness, I use my self-driving a lot for someone who's telling you that sounds scary.
Yeah.
But at least I'm holding the steering wheel. You are not holding the steering wheel. Aren't you like sat in the back seat?
Yeah, you can sit in the back seat the front. Yeah, but I was chill. The first
you can
5
sit
seconds,
in the driver's
I was
seat,
like,
can you?
I think you can. You just can't drive. You can't just touch the handle. I can't remember. We didn't try it, but we went in passenger seat. But yeah, it was sick. Some people are like, that's fucking weird. I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
Just try it out. I'm just saying, in 10, 15 years' time, it's going to be normal. That's my prediction. Just because it was that good and it was super smooth. Yeah. Rosie went to Rodeo Drive in a Waymo like one morning and then said like, oh, meet me back here in 10 minutes. And it just went on like a jolly and then met her out back outside in 5 minutes time. And then she got into it. And then she's going to tell you the story anyway. Like people were taking photos of her because she thought that she was like some celebrity or some shit. She was also coming out of Erewhon and spending like $20 on the smoothie, but it was probably the combination. It was the combination of that in conjunction with going into a driverless car on Rodeo Drive. But yeah, honestly,
I've heard this about LA of like, everyone just assumes everyone's famous.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just probably the combination of the two. But yeah, I've heard her tell that story 20 times since coming back.
I bet she loved it. No, she loves it. She loved it.
But yeah, dude. Anyway, we had a guest speaker come in during my work trip, and he was like the head of creativity and innovation at Disney, and his prediction was that obviously AI is taking over and everything like that, but he said the key core skills are going to be basically emotion and like creativity and all this sort of stuff, and
Mm,
how original you are. How can you basically make people feel a certain way, and
mm,
basically emotional intelligence, because it's valuable to them, because they want people who think that way and can think creatively and think uh, like innovatively in different areas, because it's all just going to go to their AI systems. So it's having basically how human, like being so human is
mm.
going to be an employable skill in the next 10, 15 years.
Do you know my other worry? He's not wrong, obviously, because he's knowledgeable, and I assume that he's got a lot of research behind it. What he's saying, I also align with what his beliefs are, so I don't think he's wrong. What my fear is that how we process things of cause, was it
Effect.
cause and effects? It's basically how most humans process the world, right? It's this has happened, so this happens. And sometimes we think the cause is nothingness and we accept that it's nothingness. That's how people accept that God exists, right? Because the cause is nothingness, God just exists. If we can accept that, we still have a little understanding of how our brains processes these thoughts. We know we've got neurons, we've got synapses, all these things, right? We know we've got all these wirings that are connected to this bit and this bit. But it's hard for us to sit down and map out step by step what neuron connected to what neuron for me to even finish this sentence I'm saying. So when you factor in how little we think, but we've managed to create systems that process the world in a similar way to how our brains work, it's impressive that we've done that. But it's also evident that we do not know what step by step decisioning it's doing. We do not know the zeros and ones it's processing. Like if I built something in Amazon Bedrock, if I built an AI using Amazon Bedrock, you can actually see in the back end how the AI is processing what you give it. So I could tell the AI, write me this, write me based on the chatbot I made for the sales team. I could say, oh, tell me what lenders are suitable for this client. The AI will literally like take it and go, okay, I've taken this sentence of tell me what lenders are suitable client. I've gone into the knowledge base and I found the lender Bible and I found all these lenders. And then, okay, now I found these lenders. I've rechecked the request. Okay, I've got that down. I've gone back to the client and I've gone, these are the lenders. That's a clear, like the AI has gone in and found the information. If you ask me to list out every single neuron and every single synapse that AI has done or processed to get that information, I couldn't tell you because the AI and how it tells me it's done its work, it tells me like almost a person has gone and done it. There is no like deeper level of understanding I can get other than if I went further down, it'll probably be like some kind of propensity model of this letter has a high chance of meaning that the person wants this behavior done. It's just loads of propensity. What I'm trying to say is there's not like a point where there's not an absolute point where you go, this is the factual reason why it's come up with that information.
Hmm.
And because of that, because we don't understand it as much, but we're allowing it to have more and more influence, credit agencies are now using it to kind of create their new credit scoring models. You've got big businesses now using it as part of their hiring process. Businesses and no teams that use it as part of their ideation for ideas. So be like, come up, give me some ideas. So now AI is essentially just coming up with the actual topic itself before a person then uses more AI prompts to. We are giving up so much of what is the human experience to computers. And I don't think we've got to a point where we actually understand how the absolute point at which that information is created. Like we know about a light switch. If I flick a light switch, I know that's because I've completed the circuit, and that circuit completed means the electricity goes through. That's the absolute understanding of it, or as absolute as I need it to be for me to be in control of it. I don't think we have enough of that understanding for AI for us to sit here and go, let's actually put more of our lives into it. And it worries me more that it makes me wonder why the absolute understanding isn't clear to the whole of the world, but government agencies have just embraced it. It's almost like they must know more of an absolute understanding, and that's fine. I'm going to conspiracy theories areas here, but there is so much of the world that just accepts it for what it is. That oh, it's amazing because look at the outcomes. That I do wonder, what point do we kind of realize that we're giving up skills that we need? We're now allowing it to monopolize what our daily lives are. Like to this point, there was always a point of return. I think I don't know what younger generations are. Maybe it's because we're millennials or millennial slash Gen Z, and maybe like we were at that point where we knew a world where you didn't have a home internet. we knew a world where you had to it was really expensive to get broadband, it was really expensive to get data on your phone. But the newer generation doesn't know that. Maybe it's a question that we could ask them to get an idea of, do they know what living a natural life is like? But I think in general, we're crossing that point now where there will be generations that literally could not survive without electricity. And at this point, I think we're screwed.
Yeah, it's I don't
that worries me more than it should, because we've all accepted this weak point in the human experience, but at any point someone could go crazy, like it happened in Spain or whatever. It's like they get hacked and the whole infrastructure goes down, and everyone's just staring like, why isn't the airport screen changing? Like, we forgot how to do it the manual. We forgot how to do things the manual way of go talk to the air traffic person. The system is so dependent on the digital experience.
But dude, do you remember last year I was in Greece when this happened, and Microsoft cloud or whatever,
it just shut down. It just switched off. Do you know how many websites went down? And users don't know these things. Users just know this website works. When I log in, this website works.
Yeah.
Everyone's customer service was getting hammered, and most of them use Microsoft services for their customer service, so no one could respond to any problems. No one could do anything.
Even cashiers weren't working, flights were getting cancelled because I didn't realize. Obviously, I just did not know Microsoft just touched the internet. Entirely.
They have the most beautiful. It's like Coca-Cola. We've talked about this in previous episodes, where they build up a generational user base. Coca-Cola now has got everyone thinking Santa's red, because that's Coca-Cola Santa, right?
Well, I didn't even know that until I
told you about it, and then you were
Did you tell me about
your
this?
mind? Yeah, I told you about it. And you were like, no way. And then we Googled it, and it's like, yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
Santa used to be green, or God knows what other color, and now we were just like, yeah, he's red, obviously. But anyway, Microsoft Education give out free access to students. They basically do it so your whole world is Microsoft when you're learning it, especially in the UK. I don't know about other countries, but most institutions, everything you do, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Outlook, Teams, everything is just thrown at you. PowerPoint, to a point where if you go to another company, it's weird that they don't have Microsoft. I find it weird that companies use Google Docs.
You know what? Now that you say that, I do have Microsoft on my laptop, but I am in Google Sheets a lot of the time. I use Excel, but because Google Sheets
playing catch up to Excel most of the time.
Yeah. But for the most part, I use Excel. I do not use Microsoft Word barely ever now.
And even Google Sheets functionality is basically copying Excel. Most of the functions are the same as Excel. Everything just copies the marks, and to a point now where so when you are of the generation that creates the initial technical infrastructure of something, your brain goes to, well, when I was learning coding at uni, I used Azure, so I'm just going to use Azure for this service if that's all right. And then someone's going to be like, great, now AWS and stuff is coming out. AWS and stuff has come out, and that's now the foundational learning for a lot of people. People are branching out, but most of these companies have started off with a platform that they couldn't migrate out of, so they've just kept developing it, and Microsoft is one of those platforms. So when they've developed all of these things, you keep going, you kind of go, oh yeah, it's fine, the system works, all the lights are green. So when Microsoft goes off and the whole route gets taken out, everyone sat there like, what happened? It's like, you had no failsafe, you had no alternatives, you had just Microsoft, and now that's gone down, everything's screwed. But when you weigh up in a business discussion, when we talk about products, we talk about what's the value of fixing this. If it's like 0.0000001% chance that this system will fail, and the cost of putting an alternative backup for that system is like what, 20k, compared to leaving it alone, which will cost nothing, we're just going to leave it alone, because the chance of it happening is so low, and the cost of fixing it is so high, it's not worth engaging in. It's like when we do our prioritization matrix, that's low on our prioritization matrix, so we don't care about it. But then when it fails, and we're sat there like, fuck, why did we think about this? We all come back to, it just wasn't a priority at the time. We accept it for what it is. From a user's perspective, I can't access my bank account. Now I can't pay my bills. Now my credit score's dipping. Now this is happening. From our perspective, that's just one of 20,000 people. That's just one of 20,000 people that if we lost them, it'll be a sad loss, but we go up like 200 users a month, so weighing it up, it's still not worth fixing. And that's the world we live in now. But now we're diving into AI head first, blindfolds on, and just embedding it into more and more infrastructure without considering fail safes, because we think there's a very low chance that this fail safe would be needed. I worry. I worry a lot more because you've got to think as well. One understanding we have about natural language processors, the ones that talk to people, we realize that for them to talk to people, they dumb themselves down to talk to you in the language they need to talk to you in. It's way more efficient for them to talk to each other in noughts and zeros, or to use shortened phrases, or to use words repetitively like noughts and zeros. So instead of zero and one, it could just use and haven't. It could just be like and haven't, and haven't. And that could mean hi, my name is, to that system. But it's more efficient for it to use that because it's less energy for it to process that many characters to get you what you want. And you got to think, for it to then turn into a sentence structure for you, it has to overcomplicate it and dumb itself down to process it for you. So what gets to a point where it glitches, but then they just talk to itself and we can't make any sense of it, which has happened before. It's just stuff like this is where like I end up in a space where every time I hear, like, as much as I'm building my own AI stuff and I'm not helping myself, I'm not helping the thing I worry about. Stuff like that scares me. Like stuff like that, because in my head, I can see the fail point. I can see what's going wrong, but we've bought into it so much that it's not efficient or beneficial to fix it. It's not efficient or beneficial for me to dive in and resolve that problem right now, because I'm not going to realize the benefit of that probably in my lifetime. Like if I create a solution for that problem and that problem never came, I'm going to be sat there broke for the next 200 years without anyone ever need to buy that solution off me. So why bother doing it? But I'm willing to bet at some point it will happen, that someone will need that solution in place. And that's yeah. Sorry to put it down on it, but yeah, that's how I feel about AI right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me right now, I mean, I think it's definitely. I'm trying to use it as much as I can as a tool to complement my work, as opposed to, because it's gonna get to a point where, you know how it's like, oh, must be proficient in Microsoft Word and da 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 da. Like ChatGPT and like CapCut, all these like AI tools for like editing and all that sort of stuff. For me, those are going to be like requirements, like Adobe, or it's like using AI, Adobe AI, and all sort of stuff. Like we use it for the pod. Like we all our pod is AI tools.
Our voice print, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
like our voice print is being used by someone on their little like YouTube shorts right now. We probably don't even know about it because we let Riverside just edit this thing for us sometimes. I mean, you do the edits, but we let Riverside cut out the noise background. We let it process our voice. We can even let it use it to create shorts. Yeah. So our voice print is somewhere, because I'm willing to. We have not read the privacy. We've not read the privacy agreement off this platform.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using Adobe AI to like clean up and do all that sort of stuff, but it's yeah. I'm going to see a short of myself be like, I don't remember saying this shit.
Literally, I'm going to be like,
yeah, 44 hours uploaded, and we've pretty much said all the words that we actually
Once you send it to me, like, Lewis, why is there a Subway Surfers video of us just talking? What's going on here? It's like, when did we promote this service ever? But just because your voice is on the internet now,
yeah,
there's no other way. I think the only workaround would be Adobe. You know how Adobe have launched they've launched this creator tool that allows you to put copyright tags on your products and services, on your creative work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just waiting for them to allow you to put that stamp on your voice print.
That's crazy.
I think that's
blue tick your voice.
Yeah, you got to blue tick your voice. Verified use of that voice. I think that's what Adobe. If anyone from Adobe is watching this, please just work on that. Work on creating voice print validation or whatever it is, or certification for people. So if my voice gets used anywhere, at least I get some money back for it. That would be a huge money earner. If your brother's actually working on anything like that, that would be a huge money earner, because people just grabbing voices of YouTube and putting it into content.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'm pretty sure he did mention some voice stuff at some point, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's true like that. Do you remember like AI Drake was?
Oh god,
so good though. It was actually
AI Drake and AI Kanye, and it upsets me that we never saw complete versions of those songs.
It's because like Drake could be like,
I need that.
And it's the memes are so funny because it'd be like Drake's kind of person to release an album and call it Me, Myself, and AI. What do you think? It was like good. Right, it's the only way we're gonna get. It's the only way we're gonna get J. Cole Kendrick album. Like it's gonna be AI, and I'm so okay with that.
Should we make one? The new intro to this is just AI, J. Cole, Kendrick. Oh, that's never gonna happen now after that beef, is it? We're never gonna get J. Cole.
Well, to be fair, he like went on the bike and like he said, "I'm sorry." Like,
He's been riding a bike and saying sorry. That's
so
that only ever
it was
since
the
he got
smartest thing
dreadlocks.
ever done.
Ever since he got dreadlocks, he's been riding a bike and saying sorry to people. I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
shave your head. We want old J. Cole back. Forget about old Kanye. We want old J. Cole back now.
Yeah, Kanye we can't even talk about anymore.
Yeah,
Dude,
Kanye,
I swear to
Kanye's
God,
lost.
I swear to Christ, yesterday I put my Yeezys up on eBay. I was like, I can't wear these anymore. Like, genuinely, I was like, it needs to stop. I was like, there's two things that like got yeeted out of my mind, pun not intended, was the idea of getting a Tesla and Yeezys. I was like, I can't be seen in either of these things now. Like, don't get me wrong, I still do like the idea. I'm going to talk to you about your Tesla after this, because I love the idea of one, but now it's like, I just don't want to be seen like an anti-Semitic prick. So
it definitely doesn't, touch wood. I've not had any issues of people like booing me in the streets or being like, he's a racist. Maybe because I'm a black guy in a Tesla, they're two contradictory things. So maybe I don't get as much abuse. And I do wonder if there'll be a day where I park outside a Union, like someone's about to egg my car, and then I get in it. I'm just like, what are you gonna do now then?
Yeah, there are Tesla alternatives that I have looked up.
Like BYD is meant to be a good one. I'm not too sure.
BYD.
I'm not too sure about it. But I do like the name Build Your Dreams. I feel like those kind of brands just have such funny names. Like LG, Life's Good, Build Your Dreams. It's such like non-car names, but it works. But yeah, BYD is meant to be quite good. But I will be looking at, once Pi is in a good place, once the CV platform is in a good place and everything's, and once we're making money from this as well, I guess. I am looking to upgrade to that Lotus SUV. I really want that car. I want that. Like, nice. I've seen some bad reviews of it, and it's still not swayed me. So that's how I know I want that car.
I feel like you might need to take those.
I need to do a test drive. I need to do a test drive and then really embrace it. But I feel like to get a test drive, I need to make sure I've got buy me now money. I can't just turn up and be like, let me do a test drive. Yeah, I will be. And then next thing you know, I'll be like homeless but living in a Lotus.
Yeah, you'll be like, can I buy this one? This exact one right now.
Yeah. I was like, I want it now. And then Sarah will just be like, Sam, well, do we not want a baby? I'm like, this is our baby. this is the child we fought for. Okay.
Oh yeah, we need to go into that. How are you feeling about the wedding? It's literally in a month.
Oh my God, it is.
It's in a month and 2 days.
Yeah. A month and 2 days. I'll be married. Oh, I don't know how to describe it. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Obviously not nervous about marrying Sarah. That's literally like, here's how, because people have asked me, it's like, what do you think about the whole like marriage thing? It feels so wrong not to do it. Like, I don't know how to put it. It's almost similar to like, I don't know, if you're going through like a bit of like, if you're getting annoyed about something, like if you get annoyed with like your partner, you go, I want to end it, and it's like, that's such a stupid thing. Like, why would you do that? Like, it feels so wrong not to be married to her that being married seems like the only answer. Like, not to go through the process just seems like the dumbest thing I could ever do. And so that's not a question in my mind that getting married to her is the right thing. What I worry about is how perfect the day is.
Are you nervous for like the day? You just want it to go smoothly.
I want the day. I really want everyone to have a good time. I'm trying not to care about what other people think. I'm trying to care about making sure Sarah has a good time. And because I don't know how to put it. Maybe it's because I put so much pressure on. I only want to ever do this once.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do this day again. I don't want to have to ever redo it. Yeah. Exactly. Do you know? I was supposed to say, it's like, if God forbid I had to do this again, how embarrassing is it to have to invite the same family? And then,
bro, it's long.
And you know, when you did a wedding speech. Speech.
It's like, let's see you all again.
Exactly. Everyone looking at me like, you're a liar. You said that about the other girl too. You're a liar.
It's like, oh yeah.
When I speak from the heart, I wanted to, and I think that's also making it like, because obviously I've written my speech, but I've rewritten it like twice already, maybe like the third time. Like, I can't find the word, and maybe I'm giving like tidbits as to what the speech would be, but I literally am struggling to find the words to like describe how I feel about this woman, and I'm struggling to like how exciting this all is for me. And as it gets closer and closer, like, I get excited for that, but then I get stressed about it being like the one day and everything going well. Like, we've already worked out, and this is actually a really good announcement. We've already worked out that the postcode on the invites was wrong.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
I told you that. So if
So
anyone
six
who's
is a
got an
five.
invite,
Six supposed to be a
the six,
five, right?
yeah, it's NG5, not NG6. It's NG5. I'm gonna say it one more time. NG5, not NG6. Cool. Because that way, anyone who is invited and isn't watching this pod, that's your problem. Your problem. Enjoy wherever you land. But yeah, please message me so I can direct you to the right place, because it'll be sad if there's like 10 people sat in the venue because they actually put the right postcode in. But yeah, that stuff like that is what we're cleaning up. My ring has arrived, and we sent it back because I've asked Sarah to like engrave it with something special, and I'm just not gonna look at the ring again until the wedding day, because then I'll see the engraving. So on the day when I put it on, I take it off, I'm just gonna be like, what, sick.
Good idea.
So yeah, that's what's happening. My suit should be done soon. I need to call the people and make sure it's done. But in general, Lewis, I am excited to see you all there.
That's fine.
I
I actually
am.
look forward to it.
I'm
I'm
excited to
looking
see you
forward
all
to it,
there.
man.
And you know what gets me more excited? What gets me really gassed is every time I open Instagram and I see one of her Hindu pictures. Like,
Fair.
I don't know why. It's literally like, because I feel like maybe I worry that, am I the only one that's excited for it? Am I the only one that's like, have I built up more than she's? I don't know but it's almost like the social validation of that Hindu. It feels really good.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like when all the girls are gassing, it's like, oh god, even her friends are co-signing. Like, this is sick. It's a good thing.
yeah,
And you're
yeah.
just like,
I hear you.
it's full acceptance that this is meant to be, and I'm just excited for it. Excited for the honeymoon. Oh, I'm excited for Bali. Still scared of the snakes, but I'm excited about Bali.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be a.
You'll have a
This year's
mint.
gonna be a movie. This
Yeah,
year's
man.
gonna be a
I mean,
movie,
it's
Lewis.
yeah. Nah, it's been it's
Yeah,
gone by quick.
it has.
Yeah, I was. It's really funny that you mentioned like
Hmm.
like I only want to do this once because like Rose and I had this conversation the other day, and it's like we always like laugh about it because obviously we're now living together, and I moved down here out of London, and it's like God, like if we were to, we always said God, if this were to end for whatever reason, and I pray that day never comes, because doing this all over again is
Bro,
just
I can't be
it's
honest,
like getting to near the end of a game and then like the file corrupts.
bro.
I'm not putting in 90 hours to
I've
get to
said
this spot again,
I've
and
said this. I'm not doing it again.
it's like,
I'm just not.
do you know how much of a pain in the ass it was to move here? Like this desk alone, up those stairs, is just like, she's like, are you only with me like out of convenience? I'm like, no, but it's like it works in your favor. Like I'll
Exactly.
admit, because we're gonna work through shit because it's so difficult for me to move out.
I can't.
Don't get me wrong, I love it here and I want to stay
Yeah.
here, but it's just like, God, that would just be so inconvenient. I'd be more pissed about the moving than like actually no. It'd be equal. I'll be so gutted about breaking up, but the moving would just be like I'm in a very bad mental
I,
state now.
I,
It's not just like
bro,
pack a
I
bag
hear
on
you.
a stick and like just walk down road.
I
Like
hear you.
I've got so much shit. We've invested so much time. And
On
again,
on
it's
a
like yeah. I
on a
was
side
like,
note, do you
the idea
find
of
it?
that would be
Do you see how many of our friends like dive into relationships a lot at our age? They like go straight into like exclusivity within like the first month, and maybe that's how it should be, and maybe we were just trash at uni. But like,
what
there's almost like
uni people specifically or
people who are not in uni anymore, like people that were at uni with us that are now getting into relationships. Or I have friends from like Harlow who are literally like, I need to get married. I need to have a kid. I need to do this. And like a lot of them, it's like African families, there's pressure to just do
yeah.
stuff. Right. But there are friends that literally, I get the sense that in their head, I think it's more of a female problem. And I think the guys realize it maybe when it's too late, that they've missed out on something.
Thing
But I
is,
feel
it's
like the
like
female friends I have are very aware that there's a ticking time bomb. I need to get through these stages, get me a baby, get me that solid lockdown life. And I wonder if
I feel
we
like
are part of the pressure.
I feel like it those kind of I think if a relationship is going to escalate quickly, it
Mhm.
needs to be for the right reasons. Like,
Yeah.
for example, Rosie and I were exclusive. Like, she was my girlfriend or whatever. within like I think it was less than a month. It was like 2-3
Yeah.
weeks, but it wasn't because of I need to get a ring, I need to get pregnant, or all this sort of stuff. It just was like you said earlier, like not comparing this to like getting married, but like it just made sense. Like just made it just was the right thing. It was like it was illogical not to, because we had just spent so much time together within like the dates whatever. Like so we ticked off a lot of boxes early. So it's like, first of all, the chemistry and compatibility was there very quickly, and then she met my mates, and then it was like, well, what I mean, there's no other trials and tribulations to go through for the next point. So I was like, we enjoyed each other's company. So yeah, it was like wrapped up really quickly. I think for some relationships where, there's quite a lot of distance or time, if you're both on a busy schedule and you're going to see each other every 2 weeks, and then after, 2 very short dates with not a lot of time in between that, spending time together, like I feel like that's weird. So I would say, like, for example, I actually spoke to Rosie about this. My last relationship was just under 5 years, right? During uni. And like shortly after uni. However, this relationship with Rosie now is just over 2. I said this to her as well, so I actually feel like we progressed and got where we needed to get to, because we just spent so much time together. Like it's a much deeper relationship to the one I had previously, despite it being longer, because there was a lot of distance, obviously uni as well. So the amount of time that we spent together is probably more in a much shorter amount of time. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, it's a quality versus quantity situation. So if you spend a lot of time with someone within 2 weeks, this is why these people on Love Island like basically get engaged after like 8 weeks.
That's Stockholm syndrome.
Obviously,
that is Stockholm syndrome. That's not
obviously, right. But at the same time, though, after like falling deeply in love so quickly because we just spent so much time together, I kind of get it. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, these couples don't barely know each other, but on TV. Don't go wrong. Completely different context, and it's not real life. However, they're spending all day, every day with this partner for 8 weeks. I kind of get why they are boyfriend and girlfriend very quickly.
Yeah, but if we embrace that, view, that it's because they were basically like they were put into an intense environment, and that's why.
Yeah. It's not like for like.
Let me put this under my perception around Love Island relationships. I think they're nonsense. I think the only legitimate ones are the ones that exist after six months after they've left.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the only, like, anything that happens in that bubble. I don't care whether they say they love each other, whatever it is. I think it's all immature waffle. Like, and you got to think as well. If we went in Love Island now, we'd be mature. We'd be mature candidates in Love Island. That's how old we are right now. That the catchment age of that show is achieving between the ages of 19 and 22.
Yeah.
Anything above that is you're too old to be here. You pedo. Why are you here?
Yeah.
That's basically it.
But so basically, it's not.
Let me land on something. So, if I capture this under their situation, the comparable one is lockdown. How many relationships blossomed, and how many when they were trapped in together? I would say me and Sarah didn't get a house because maybe lockdown did help us find out that we really need a house, but we didn't get a house just because, our relationship had gone to the next level of owning a house together. We got one because if there's another lockdown, Lord help me, I'm going to have a garden for it. That's why we got one. That's literally why we're like, a house with a south face, because I'm not doing this balcony life anymore, where I'm like looking at, I get sunlight for 2 hours of the day, and then the rest is just depression. I'm not doing that anymore. We're doing a garden life. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons we're like, we've got to have our own house. We've got to have a bigger space that we can move around in.
Yeah.
So I don't think any relationship in a healthy way, I don't think any relationship can have a healthy foundation just because you're forced in a space together.
No,
we're not tigers that need to be bred.
Right. Obviously, this isn't like for like. Basically, what I'm saying is, you spend a lot of time with someone with a short amount of time. That's why, like, it might seem to escalate quite quickly.
Maybe, okay.
That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Fair.
But I do hear you though, but yeah, I think uni was just a
Uni was
different
just
environment though,
I think
because
maybe uni was just so many distractions that there was more
that
pros for not getting into a relationship than there were for getting into one.
yeah, it
So
was.
that's why I'm like,
You had to really want it.
yeah, because there were a lot of reasons. Every Wednesday there were multiple reasons not to do it. There were multiple reasons. So like,
Yeah,
maybe not today. Maybe we ask her next month. Maybe we ask her the month after that. And then you get somewhere like the relationship just happens. And let's be honest, we got boys out here who definitely got into relationships. Not me, but I know a few that got into one because they just the renewal just came about. The contract just elapsed and it matured into a committed relationship. And I have friends who literally, if you ask them when your anniversary is, they're just like, we actually don't have a date. We kind of
yeah,
just
because you were
we kind of
cheeks,
because
and
you
then
were
you
hoeing,
stuck, and then you stuck
you were
around.
hoeing, and it happened to be that you
Yeah.
guys fell in love with each other, and now you're just together, and that's fine.
Yeah,
You're still amazing, but like those relationships exist where you basically it just happened because
yeah.
you didn't realize what was going on.
I was speaking to someone the other day about this,
Yeah.
about like relationships, and I think a podcast episode covered it as well. I can't remember what
Yeah.
podcast, but it was. I definitely felt this way, like, because you know when you're like you're single, you finally got your focus, and you no more distractions. You're like, don't want to talk to any women, and I just want to do me. And when you get to that point, is when it's like you meet someone then.
Yeah.
And so it's like for when you fall for someone in that point, it's not like for women it's like, oh my god, I think I'm in love, and it's like, oh. For me, I was like, for fuck's sake, like I really I don't want this. I don't want to deal with this right now. It's like this is massively inconvenient. Yeah, I was so against it,
Yeah,
and I was
feel
like,
you.
I really don't need this right now. I was like, and it's just like
the confusion is mad. It's just mad. It's just like you're looking at yourself in the mirror like, why now?
I don't
why
want to.
catch feelings now?
I don't want to feel like this. I want to be focused because now it's either. Because now it's like this is gonna ruin me if this doesn't work, and now I'm vulnerable, and I've worked so hard to not be vulnerable, and now I've been folded in like a day of talking, and now this has pissed me off.
I still remember to this day the first time I met Sarah, where I was just like, obviously could not get into a relationship then because I had other commitments. But I remember the first time I met her, and I was just like, raw. This girl is actual madness. What the hell? And like, couldn't get out of my head, but like logic prevailed, and I didn't let myself slip, let it go. And then obviously when I was fully single, and then I met her again, that's when I was just like, okay, so this is what I've been thinking. It's like, hear me out. And like, it was just, I refused to accept it being a relationship for the longest time because we're at uni. It was like, I'm single now. Single Blam is here to have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. But I'm not gonna lie, that when the feelings fully landed, there were multiple days where I was just like, throw water in my face, like splash water in my face. Like, no, we don't do this. This is weakness. We don't do this. We're here to hope. It's like uni isn't over yet. We're here to hope. We don't do this. We don't do this. And like for the longest time, but it's so hard. It's so frustratingly hard. You don't realize how dirty you feel when you start catching feelings, but you also aren't in an exclusive thing. So you're just there like, let me hoe a little bit. But you can't because it feels dirty just to chat to another girl.
Yeah,
but logically, there's no reason why you can't.
You had post-start clarity without that. You just had
exactly.
clarity.
I'm just,
it's
like,
horrible.
I'm talking to someone, I'm just looking at them like, I need to go. And they'll be like,
I actually remember you did that. You were like, I'm going home. You're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I actually remember this. You were like, this is disgusting. You were like, I don't want to be here. You're like, you were like, look at yourself in the mirror.
I'm just sat there like, no, this isn't boring.
I actually remember a night out. You were like, I don't want to be here anymore. When you have that clarity as well, when you've had a few drinks, it's so funny.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah,
but it's so funny.
Nah, it's good though, man. I'm happy for you. I'm glad.
Thank you, bro.
I'm looking forward to stand there at the altar with you. It's gonna be that's gonna be sick. I am looking forward to it. It is weird though, because like everyone's just getting engaged now, and kids and stuff. It's cute.
It's the kids one that I'm glad I'm not like the kids one's mad.
I'm glad I'm not like single and bitter because I would have hated my phone. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could say I would have been that person that would have been happy for you if I was single and looking for love, but I know I wouldn't be. I would be.
I have had honest. I'm not gonna lie. I've had honest. My barber one of my barbers, Quad, he literally we didn't message you. I went to get my haircut and it was just like, bro, you know I'm gonna have to block you on Instagram. I was like, what? He's just
Yeah,
like,
too happy, man.
he literally described it as in like he's got to a point where all his boys have got girls. And now when they're hanging out together, everyone's like chatting to their girls on his phone. So then he got his phone out to just scroll on Instagram. And the first thing he saw was me and Sarah living our best lives. I think it was after we proposed. I proposed to her. And he was just there like, do you know how depressing it is just to see marriage left, right, and center? And I can't even hold a relationship for 2 weeks. You know how sad this is? And I was just, in my head, I was like, don't fuck up my trim. Like, I beg you. Like, I beg you.
Should have been me.
When he got the razor, I was just like, please. Just like, so I was like, you'll find someone. I'm sure you'll find someone. There's someone out there for you.
Nah,
I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, I do feel. I feel very fortunate that I am where I am and who I'm with, because there's people who like in their like 40s, 50s, and they're still like just
pretending they're okay.
They just want to be held, man, and actually it's sad because it's like I've met some people who are like, I know they actually like deserve to be able to have a relationship, and they're just unfortunate. And
to all my boys out there, looking for a woman, just realize that our women probably have single friends as well.
1 + 1 = 11,
Exactly. And when we say come to the barbecue in your best fit, in your nicest car. We're not playing games, because I can't actively wingman anymore, because then I'm meddling in her friendship group, right?
Yeah, the 2-man days are over.
Yeah, you can't do that. I can't wingman no more. I can't play it. But what I can do is bring food to the table.
Facts.
And with the combination of me and my woman, we will try our best to bring all the single foods to the table. And they will probably be looking for parents. So as much as I'm going to try, when I say I've got a barbecue and I holler at one of you single fools and I say come through, please bear in mind that I've definitely asked Sarah if she could bring some of her single friends as well. I've definitely asked. And we're just trying to set up something nice, because I've got to that point now where I enjoy the free drinks at weddings. I enjoy celebrations. I enjoyed the whole rush of someone having a baby and being like, what are you going to call it? How am I just going to wait? I am an adult now. And I want more of our friends to upgrade. I want more Pokemons to evolve. I'm sick and tired of this lifestyle of just people sat there. And when we go for drinks, they're just there like, oh, look at that girl. I mean, guys will be guys. Guys will be like, oh, she's fit. Oh, she's pretty. But when your boy is actually thirsted and they're like, oh, help me talk to her. And I'm looking at him like, no, bro, you're on your own. It's stealth missions from now on. Solo play, multiplayer. The server's been shut down. The server's been shut down. Turn on your Xbox and turn off the internet. You're on your own now, bro.
Yeah, touch grass.
That's the life now. So
yeah,
that's the best way I can help people, because I do feel awkward now when our boys, it's like, oh, can you wingman me? It does feel awkward.
Yeah,
It happened on a stag do a few times where like one of the guys, and I was just like, it just didn't go well. it just didn't go well. It didn't go well for him. But yeah, anyway, that's our life. What else you got for me? What else has been happening?
I actually just came up with something because I saw this video the other day, and what works is like, people talk about like, have your vision to work towards, and have your vision in front of you, all this sort of stuff. I came across something which I quite like, and I feel like you might like it as well. In fact, I think you definitely will. And I think it works for a certain type of person. And instead of like focusing on your vision to motivate yourself, you need to focus on also look at your anti-vision. Anti-vision being what is the life that you don't want.
All right.
And basically using it basically helps me tap into the toxic fuel of to get stuff done, because that's how I was operating before.
Okay.
Because all the motivations to do all this extra stuff and to like the pod, it was to all escape a bad situation.
Yeah.
And it's like the life that I don't want as well. It's like, basically just being brokey and like, just feeling unfulfilled. And it's like, I have a very clear image of that because I was already there. So I have real life experience of like that using the anti-vision to motivate yourself to be productive, because like every time like, you procrastinate and you feel lazy, it's like you're feeding that anti-vision. You're making that anti-vision more of a reality as opposed to the vision that you do want. And it's
I'm looking it up right now.
And it's pretty dark, but
yeah,
it does work. It's basically like that. If David Goggins had a vision board, it would be him being fat.
This is what you don't want to be.
Yeah,
That's dark.
but when the vision isn't enough, like use the anti-vision. Like I think it's the yin and yang vision for me.
I'll consider giving it a go, but so far I've not even got past maintaining a diary. So it's like maybe I'll do that first before I depress
Yeah,
myself on a regular basis.
but no, that was the only thing, man.
Yeah. What's been your greatest disappointment since the last episode?
My greatest disappointment.
Yeah, I don't know why that just came to me, but let's do that.
My greatest disappointment. I'm gonna say I don't have a disappointment because I was expecting to deep dive into editing more than I have done.
Yeah.
But I've realized that I've needed to kind of have a mindset shift in order to get it done. So I want to kind of have more of a. Now I know that unstructured learning is what will work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to deep dive into that. It's still probably a puzzle I'm still solving. Because it's something it's annoying because you know what you want to do, and I also know what I need to do, but there's also so many paths to do what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I just need to start doing it, and I like a lot of certainty as well. And so it feels like I'm just shooting and spraying quite a lot of the time, but at the same time, I need motion.
Yeah.
And I'll think about the need of motion so much that no motion will occur. So I just want constant motion. So more motion and lack of motion, I think, is the disappointment at the moment. But I think it's at the same time part of it's all part of the process, man. I just always say that it's part of the process. Yeah, I mean, how about you? I mean, I don't think you've had a disappointment, man. I mean, you're in a generational run at the moment,
bro. I am this. I pray the momentum keeps.
Yeah.
I pray the momentum keeps going because it's going well. Greatest disappointment is I didn't get my Viva. I mean, the Teslas. That's one of them. But let's try not to make. Let's not make my day about Elon again. My greatest disappointment is the fact that I didn't get my Viva organized before the wedding, so I can't be called Dr. Grantson, which I was really looking forward to. I know it's petty. I know there's worse things that are happening, but because I had to like rewrite my work quite a bit before I submitted the first draft, or before I submitted the first draft to my tutors to be checked, it's meant that the examiners have been found and they've been booked, but it'll be likely in winter this year rather than summer, which I'm not too butthurt about. But at the same time, I wish it would all be 100% over, because right now it's just looming on my head. Like the PhD doesn't feel complete until that's done, and because that hasn't been done, as much as I finished my first draft and it's getting reviewed right now, I'm also kind of sat back thinking, there's still work to be done. It's still taking up space in my head. The next question before we sign off: what is the best success? Your greatest success?
Oh, you know what? It was, I think, my job after Spotify. I was promised an LA trip. That never happened, and I'm glad I got to live out my LA trip that was due to me. I feel like I was owed that trip, and it was sick, and I like that Rosie was then able to come out as well, and we were able to do shit, enjoy LA. Yeah, I really loved it. I think, situating well in my work and actually enjoying it, enjoying the people I'm with, and just in general, just peace of mind. Like I said, like the only struggles that I have at the moment are the ones that I choose, and I think that to me is what a large proportion of success is. There are no forced struggles at the moment. And yeah, man, like Circle's doing well. I was able to shout out to Jamie and Kelly because I ran a half marathon with them.
Right.
So like I was looking at that picture the other day, so I was like, yeah, man, all the boys and like Rosie did it as well, and like, yeah, man, all the boys are getting in shape, we're looking after ourselves, and it's like it's good, man. We're elevating,
Yeah.
and it's just
Getting
good
there.
to see.
What you
We're
are
evolving.
evolving.
We're evolving.
Yes, God.
We're
God,
evolving.
I was just thinking like you said
No, it's
elevated,
good.
boy.
It's good, man, and it's like when one of us wins, it's a win for all of us. So
God,
it's you're getting
yeah.
married, and it's like yeah,
Uh,
man, like things are just good. Weather's sick,
winning.
like yeah, it's just I'm
I
trying
hear
to
that.
be more grateful, and I think it's good for me as well. Obviously, I'm not perfect every day, but I don't
Mm.
know because sun's out today, sun's coming through now. I'm like, yeah, man, nah, it's chill.
I hear that, bro. I hear that. I think for me, great success. There's just a lot of good things happening. Let's not count the wedding because it's not happened yet, and let's the fact that it's going okay, the plan's going okay. That is as much as it's one of the happiest moments of my life. It's because it's such like a longitudinal thing. It's build up, and after the wedding, that'll be my great success for sure. But I'd say in terms of big things that have happened, the best one is getting the first version of Hyrr done. I'm not going to lie. I know I'm plugging
Nice.
it again, but I'm going to say it again. hyrr.com, hyrr.com. Go sign up, list something, see what happens. I think that is when I've done stuff with Luke, it's always made me money. And the only reason I've not continued it is because I've like changed my perception or work has come up and it's taken up more mind space and I have obligations rather than there was a moment where me and Luke were doing a project where I was making more from that project than I was through my actual salary at work. But then because that project, I wasn't sure where it was going to go. I kind of just paused it and then went back to my day at work. So with that kicking off now, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see some cash flow into the bank account, and I'm excited to double down that success. And then on top of that, my weight goals, Stag Do did a lot of good work. And the time we were out in Budapest, I gained about 6 kilos.
6.
Yeah, I gained weight fast.
6 kilograms.
Yeah, I gained weight fast. When we left,
It's crazy.
when me and the boys left, I was on 95 kilos. When I came back and weighed myself, I was 101.5.
Damn.
And so it's back now. It's
You got
back in
time.
a manageable state. I've got time for the wedding and the fight. For the wedding, for my next suit fitting, I was hoping to be 90 kilos. But that's going to be hard. So we're just going to push. We're going to push. But right now, I'm floating around 96, 95.
Nice.
It's good.
Nice. After all these trips and everything as well, because for pre-trip, I put on like 2 kg as well. I'm now going back to what I did to make fight weight at uni. I'm now gonna do like 3,000 jump ropes like outside like a madman and just eat Greek yogurt, eggs, and like I'm just and like that's what I'm doing now. I've just decided. I was like, I'm sick of this. I was like, I'm gonna do this like I'm a crazy 19-year-old. And the thing is, like, because we now have so much information, right? And it tends to make you overthink. And usually, someone who's dumb, who's just trying to lose weight, he doesn't know anything, will just do random shit and make loads of progress because just not overthinking anything. They'll be like, oh, I just know I need to, run and lift weights and like eat clean. And I'm just going to keep it simple. So now, this is exactly what I did when I was 19, because I didn't know any of this shit. I didn't know what processed food or what sort of bollocks. I didn't know, what's difference. I just made sure I had a weight to get to. And I did this. I didn't know, like, what it would do. I was like, I'm sure that will do the job. And it did. And I lost like 7 kg in like 6 weeks. So I'm now going back to just doing it very naively.
I feel that, bro.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that because I'm sick of all this.
That.
Oh, yeah, you lost like 0.2 kg. Like, nah, I want to lose a kg a week.
I feel that. That's, I'm in the same boat. I feel that I need to just push it. I need to push it to, right now I can see abs. Abs are fully there now.
Nice.
And I'm still around 95, 96. So the fact that I've got to lose 10 extra kilos is a bit worrying because I don't know where it's going to come
from.
I don't know where it's going to come from. Maybe I have to chop a leg off or something. I literally, because when I went to see Luke, we went to a boxing class and I was quite proud of myself considering I hadn't sparred against any of them before. I handled myself well. And then the guy came up to me and was basically just like, the coach was just like, yeah, I'm not sure how you're going to lose another 10 kilos, mate. He's like, and then he tapped my stomach and he was just like, yeah, you're not losing another 10 kilos. And I was like, why? And he's like, there literally is nowhere for it to come from. Like, I don't know, maybe you can get another 5 off, but 10? Like, he's like, you're going to have to just like dehydrate yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go Chris Eubank and just
yeah,
get in a
I'm going to
sweatsuit, just sleep.
and then like and then pile on the 5 kg overnight through just drinking enough water and eating food again.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Thai boxing you get weighed in the night before as well, it's just going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I would rather not have to do that because there is so much physical drawbacks from having to dehydrate. And there's so much drawbacks from having to like rehydrate yourself. I'd say it takes you a good 2-3 days to get back to like normal health after doing that kind of stuff. So to have to fight the next day will be long, fucking long. But yeah, that's more or less it. Are we wrapping it up there?
Yeah, I'll leave you to sign off,
guys. Thank you very much for listening to our monthly episode of Evolve. This is a new season for us now, where we're not going to wrap it up in fancy bow ties and fancy topics we pretend to be experts in. We are fully experts in ourselves, who we are, and the successes we've had over the past month. And that's what we're going to be talking more about. This has been the first episode of season 2, officially. It's going to be monthly. And the only way you'll know if there's an episode coming is if you bloody subscribe. And then tick the bell button, wherever it is. Please follow us on TikTok, the Podcast Evolve, Instagram, the Podcast Evolve. Those are the only socials we should be updating. If there is more. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening. Check us out, subscribe. We love you. Follow us. Leave a rating on Spotify and a comment as well, please. I'd like to talk to more people. Now I'm freeing up my brain from coursework. I'd like to dedicate more time to you guys. I used to be I ain't really no socials guy, but I've realized that I have to do that because that's what good people do, according to Sarah and my friends and family. So I would do that.
According to, my wife in a month.
Yeah, basically. According to people that matter to me, that's what you should be doing for your audience if you like them. And I like you guys. So comment and I will reply. That's pretty much it. Do we wave goodbye? Wave goodbye, Lewis.
See you guys.
Say bye. Bye.
Bye.